Hey Libra, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today I'll be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of April 2025. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'm using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. I'll clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then Libra, we'll close out your reading with the Threads of Fate Oracle card. All right, Libra, let's get right into it because here's the thing, Libra. You're getting some breakthroughs as it relates to your money, and as a result of that, things are finally coming into balance. You're getting support from the people around you, or at least from people that matter. You have the Strength card, which means that you're strong in every way possible. I also feel like the Strength card means that you've been very, very disciplined, all right, as it relates to your money. And that discipline has brought your money into balance, into harmony, into stability. All right, now we also have the Ace of Swords in reverse, which means that you're making breakthroughs, but you're still not quite where you want to be, but you are making progress. Like I said, you're getting the support. This Ten of Swords in the reverse talks about healing emotions and releasing some things that could have been tripping you up emotionally, which could have been distracting you financially. All right, the Queen of Swords means that we do not hesitate to cut off and eliminate what is not serving us. And then that Four of Swords is a card that really indicates that sometimes you do the work and then you lean back and allow things to play out without having to force anything, do anything. It's about the realization that you've done the work, and now you need to observe and see what your next move is going to be as it relates to your money. All right. So the thing is like the discipline has brought the balance, money coming into balance, but it's also a time for you to observe. So that way your next move is something that definitely makes sense for you and moves you in the direction that you want to go. All right, Libra. I'm also getting the sense that big changes are happening, and I've been getting that for a lot of the signs this month. All right, changes are happening. Growth is happening. And the changes that I'm seeing here are actually changes for the better. See, we've got the Devil card in the reverse. That's always good. That means that we're not getting in our own way. We're not tripping ourselves up. All right, then we got the King of Wands, King of Rods. That's a card. That means that people are watching. People are noticing us. All right, so like I said, we're not getting in our own way. We're being noticed. We're being acknowledged. We're being watched. Not in a creepy way, but in a good way. We also got the Five of Cups. Don't worry about feeling like you missed out on an opportunity. That's what I'm getting with this card, Libra. Maybe you feel like you missed out on something. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We also have that Fool card, which means you're moving in a new direction. This is the changes that I'm picking up. All right. As it relates to changes, there's going to be something changing as it relates to how you're making money. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to change jobs, although for some of you that could be the case. But what I am getting is that there's going to be changes. Either you're going to do something maybe on the side, maybe you'll launch a business, maybe you'll do some freelance or some gig work, maybe you're going to sell something, but there's definitely a new direction as it relates to you bringing in money. And it's going to be a brand new journey, something that you're going to do long term. Maybe you start selling online. Maybe you start doing freelance work, like I said. But there's going to be something where you're like, oh, I really like this, and I'm going to keep doing it. And it's going to keep bringing in money. We also have that Page of Rods, or the Page of Wands, which talks about an announcement, an unexpected announcement as it relates to the work you do. All right. Like I said, I'm not getting that that's negative. I'm just getting that it's going to be a surprise. All right, Libra, let's see what else. Whoa. Shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2025. Ooh, okay, so we've got a celebration here. That could be related to anything. I do believe there is going to be something money related with that. Like maybe it's something at work, maybe it's something with your business, maybe an anniversary, who knows, but it's going to be good. All right, as I look at these cards here, especially these three in the reverse, this is telling me that there is going to be somebody approaching you with something as it relates to money, but it's not going to be in alignment with what you want to do. All right, so Libra, don't be afraid to say no and stay in your own lane. Do what you know you need to do, and don't get distracted by somebody saying, oh, you should try this. Oh, I'd love to have you help me with this. Oh, would you be interested in this? That's what I'm getting here. You don't have to agree or get on board or go with the flow with somebody who's saying, yeah, you should try this out. Because at the end of the day, you know what makes sense for you. All right, Libra, you know what you should be doing. You know which direction you should go. And the thing is like sometimes people will try to be, it's like they want people to kind of be in agreement with them so they feel like they're doing the right thing and they get confirmation that what they're doing is, you know, worth it. So I feel like you're going to just have to be very careful and that you're going to have to say no to someone and or something. All right, we got the Eight of Pentacles. Like I said, that's you staying in your own lane, doing what you know is right for you, not questioning the intention that you put behind something. Because as long as you stay doing what you're doing, you're going to have the success that you want. You're going to have the results that you are aiming for. Now, we also have this Hierophant card. The Hierophant card is a card that talks about doing things outside the box, going against the traditional ways of things getting done. So as that relates to making money, you may find a very unique or different way to bring in some extra income. Or maybe it's something that you've never thought about before, but now you're curious about. All right, so don't be afraid to explore other options as it relates to making money, bringing in money, starting a business, whatever the case may be. Because sometimes those off-the-wall crazy ideas are the ones that are the ideas that we need to pursue. All right, and again, this helps to bring more balance into your life because it could be something that not only brings in extra money, but maybe it's something that you truly enjoy and something that you're truly, you know, happy doing. All right, so the possibilities are endless, Libra. The possibilities are endless. All right, let's see what else shows up for Libra as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Whoa. For the month of April 2025. All right, so it looks like a situation gets corrected by the end of the month where somebody did something or said something or, you know, something was done wrong or, you know, maybe mistaken. But whatever that is, it gets rectified at the end of the month. All right, so let's look at what we've got going on here. Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands in the reverse. All right, these two cards are telling me that you need to invest in yourself in some way. Do you need to buy a new computer? Do you need to invest in some better equipment? Do you need to buy new clothing? Whatever. You need to take a class, hire a coach, hire a trainer, whatever. But you need to invest in yourself in some way, in a way that makes sense. I'm not saying to go broke or run up a bunch of debt, but there's something that you have been hesitating or hemming and hawing about as it relates to should you spend the money. Now, this is going to help you make more money, so the answer is yes. All right, King of Wands means that, you know, somebody's watching you. I'm not getting like in a creepy stalker way, but just understand that people are noticing you. So make sure that you are very thoughtful with what you are allowing people to see publicly. You know, what you're posting on social media, you know, what, you know, how you're showing up in your everyday life, because somebody is watching you. All right. Now, what does that have to do with money? Well, attention sometimes can be monetized. All right. So we just want to think about that too. High Priestess, trust your intuition, especially as it relates to money towards the end of the month. Then we have the Ace of Swords. This is interesting because we had him here and now we've got him here. This means a breakthrough happens. It may not necessarily be in the way that we anticipated, but it does create more opportunity for money to flow in. So get ready for that, Libra. That's very exciting. All right, so like I said, balance is coming for you, Libra, in the month of April. So, like I said, you're doing the right things. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Threads of Fate Oracle card. Ooh, look, you got the card that says power, power. All right, this is something you definitely want to meditate and think about in the month of April. Your power, both your obvious powers and maybe even your hidden powers within. All right, because you are way more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. All right, Libra, I hope you enjoyed this reading. We'll do it all again next month.